Hi guys, and welcome to another tutorial. In this video I'm gonna be talking to you about the inheritance in Java. So basically the inheritance is implementing a relation which is a. So for example, if we say that the student is a person, then there is an inheritance relationship between the student entity and the person entity. So we say that the student inherits the person entity, or the student extends the person entity. One way of saying this is that inheritance is implementing extra features to a specific entity. So, for example, a student is indeed a person, but it has some extra features that we need to implement, right? So this is like a brief quick explanation of the concept of inheritance in Java. So let's dive into an example. So this class person we created in our previous tutorials. So right now we want to create a class student that is going to extend this person. So what we're going to do is create class student, right? And then we type the special keyword extends, and then we type the name of the class we want to extend, which is person, right? And inside the curly braces we write our variables and methods, which are going to be added to the person class, right? So inside this student class we actually have access to the variables inside the person class and the methods inside the person class, and to the extra methods and variables that we're going to implement inside this student class. So let's for example add another variable that is called the school name, for example. So string school, right? And let's create our constructor for the student. All right, please note that we created in the previous video a constructor for the person class. So whenever we have a parameter constructor implemented in the base class, which is the person, then any subclass inheriting this base class has to have a constructor with the same arguments to initialize the base class. So what we're going to want to do is create student constructor, and it's going to take string name, int age, string address, and it's going to also take string school. All right, and in this constructor we want to call the super. The super is actually the constructor of our super class or our base class. So we're going to type in super and then pass to this special method the name, the age, and the address. And by doing this we initialize our base class, which is person, and we want to add the school local variable value to our school variable in the class. So this dot school is equal to school, right? So we're now done with our constructor. Let's now override the print info method to print the school, right? So what we're gonna want to do is actually, first of all, call this super function print info, and then print the school at the end. So what we're gonna want to do is just type the same function name with the same return type, which is void. So print void print info, right? And then what we're gonna want to do is actually call the super function. So we're gonna type in here super dot print info. So right now what it's gonna do, it's gonna actually go to this function right here to print all the info we have. And then what we're gonna want to do is print the school. So system.out.println, and then we type in here school, then plus school, right? So what we've done now is school method overriding, because we overrode the method printinfo, which was in the base class, and we implemented our own version of the printinfo, which happened to call the super first and then um, just print the school name. So this is called method overriding in classes, right? Okay, so let's now create a student to test our code. So what I'm gonna want to do is actually change this p1 to be student. So let's make this student. That's gonna be equal to new student, right? And we have an extra parameter which is called school. So I'm gonna put here school, faculty of engineering, Cairo University. Okay, now we're done with student p1, and that's it. Let's give this test. Okay, so as you can see here, for the student object, which was the first one, it printed the school, which is Faculty of Engineering, Cairo University, after printing the info in the base class person. And for the second one, it's just the normal person object, which used the normal print info method inside the person class. Okay, so that's it guys for this tutorial, and until the next one, stay safe.